Welcome to VNA News Daily Bulletin. Coming up next, we have your top stories.
State President welcomes Laos Deputy Prime Minister. Foreign investors pour $4 billion in Vietnam. Tourism expected to boost Luzon Island's development.
The most outstanding imprint left by the 13th National Assembly was the Constitution 2013, which upholds human rights, citizens' rights, and the rule of law. Legislators made the comments at the National Assembly session on March 28.
During more than 2 years since the promulgation of the Constitution, the National Assembly has adopted nearly 70 laws which cover almost all aspects of socio-economic life. National Assembly deputies also shared their view that the 13th tenure was a tenure of comprehensive reform in all three major tasks of constitution building, law building, and supervision, and making decisions on key national issues. However, deputies candidly spoke about existing shortcomings and weaknesses in the National Assembly's operations that should be addressed in the coming tenures in order to improve the efficiency of the state's highest power body. Deputy Huỳnh Nghĩa from the central city of Da Nang said the National Assembly has failed to fully exercise its power, while its inspection of anti-corruption is not strong enough. He also said lawmaking work lacks focus and many laws do not meet requirements of reality. Deputy Trương Thị Huệ of Thái Nguyên Province complained about the frequent adjustment of law building program and the delay in submitting draft law documents to the National Assembly deputies, which give deputies little time to study the bills. Another problem is the vague stipulations in laws, which require more documents guiding the implementation of laws. It takes time to issue such guiding documents, creating a legal gap that facilitates the dodge of law. Many deputies proposed increasing the proportion of full-time deputies in order to enhance the professionalism and quality of National Assembly operations.
On March 28, State President Trương Tấn Sang hosted a reception for visiting Laos Deputy Prime Minister Somsavat Langsavat, where he hailed the guest's contributions to bilateral collaboration in foreign affairs.
President Sang suggested the two countries set forth specific programs to actualize rich high-level commitments, as well as guidelines drawn up by the two parties' leaders. Deputy Prime Minister Somsavat Langsavat, who is in Vietnam on a working visit that aimed to review the country's joint coordination, informed his host about results of the talks between the two governments. He said Laos appreciates Vietnam's assistance, which is increasing, to deal with obstacles amidst complicated regional and global situations. The official proposed the two sides continue the coordination mechanism and create optimal conditions for their ministries, agencies and localities to step up their affiliation. The Deputy Prime Minister said a number of Vietnamese enterprises are encountering a range of difficulties due to fluctuating prices, suggesting government leaders work with each other to seek ways to remove such problems.
Foreign investors are registered to invest approximately $4.03 billion in Vietnam in the first quarter of this year, surging by 119% against the same period last year. Investors from the Republic of Korea took the lead, accounting for 22% of the nation's total foreign direct investment. They were followed by those from Singapore and Taiwan. Up to 473 new foreign investments, totaling $2.74 billion, received investment certificates during the reviewed period, up 125% year-on-year. In addition, more than 200 operating projects were approved to raise capital by $1.29 billion. Meanwhile, FDI disbursement also saw an encouraging increase of 15% to $3.5 billion. The southern province of Dong Nai surpassed Hanoi capital city to become the most ideal destination for foreign businesses as it absorbed $585 million in investment, making up 14.5% of FDI registered in the country. Financial Times of the UK has run an article saying that foreign investors should take account of buying a property in Vietnam at this time as the market is offering great opportunities.
The newspaper said in July 2015, new laws opened up the Vietnamese property market to expats. Any foreigner with a valid visa, whether resident or tourist, can now buy property on a 50-year leasehold with options for extension. In 2008, when high-end property prices were at their peak, house prices recorded 110% year-on-year growth. But with the global financial crisis, the bubble burst. The ensuing years were in a frozen situation. Recovery came in late 2014, thanks to a growing middle class, rising wages, and rapid urbanization. Forecasts show that half of Vietnam's population will live in cities by 2025. Cranes are once again rising across Ho Chi Minh City's skyline, bringing about residential buildings of workers. Vietnam still looks like a back-end compared with the rest of Asia. Even in Ho Chi Minh City's centers, prime properties are priced at $3,000 to $5,000 per square meter, well below the Thai capital of Bangkok, where equivalent properties cost up to $9,400 per square meter. Alongside this, Vietnam has the potential to become a global tourism destination. This will contribute to boosting the real estate market once foreign investors decide to pour capital to the country.
Vietnam enjoyed a trade surplus of more than $750 million during the first quarter of this year. More details coming up next. The General Statistics Office attributed the surplus to a rise in export values, while imports declined. The country's export value during the period rose 4.1% year-on-year to $37.9 billion. Its import value declined 4.8% to $37.1 billion. The office noted some key export staples during the first 3 months, including mobile phones and components, textile and garment, electronic products, and footwear. A rise was also seen in the exports of seafood, rice, fruits, and vegetables. The U.S. remained Vietnam's largest export market, valued at $7.9 billion, an increase of 11.1%. As for imports, many imports used for local production slid sharply in the first quarter. Machines, equipment, oil and gas, as well as many raw materials, which account for nearly 92% of the country's total import values, declined 4.7%. The drop in imports was reported in most of Vietnam's import markets, including China. Enterprises and service providers in Ho Chi Minh City need around 25,000 workers, including 5,000 temporary ones, in April. The figures have been announced by the city's Center for Human Resources Forecasting and Labor Market Information.
As the national commemorative anniversary, the liberation of South Vietnam and National Reunification Day approach, demand for labor is particularly high for tourism, restaurants, and hotels. Director of the Center, Trần Anh Tuấn, said around the second quarter of this year, the city will offer about 70,000 vacancies, mostly in marketing, sales, the service sector, logistics, export-import, IT, hospitality, accounting, garment textiles, engineering and construction. The need for skilled workers and staff accounts for 70% of total demand. The number of job seekers in the period is also expected to rise 15% from the first quarter.
With abundant tourism advantages, the island district of Lý Sơn in the central province of Quảng Ngãi is making the most of its strengths to promote the locality's economic development.
The island district welcomed a record 95,000 holidaymakers in 2015, a surge of 63,000 compared with 2014. Local officials said the district will continue to call on local and foreign enterprises to build infrastructure for sea and island tourism development. The province will speed up several tourism projects in 2016 from major investors including Muang Thang, Vingroup and Saigon Tourist. Covering about 10 square kilometers, Lý Sơn has 4 national heritage sites, 10 provincial-level relics, and several old houses with many diverse cultural characteristics. The rock cliffs in the locality are also considered an encyclopedia of geology and the Earth's surface, which poses a great opportunity for the province to attract international experts and tourists to conduct research and visit.
The world-renowned play Hamlet by Shakespeare, which was recently performed by Vietnamese artists in Singapore, received appreciation from local audiences and international friends. Actors from the Vietnam National Drama Theatre performed the play in Vietnamese with original English subtitles in the Victoria Hall Theatre late last week. The play was performed with the aim to celebrate Shakespeare's work for his 400th death commemoration. Famous Singaporean artist Chua Su Pong expressed his hope that Vietnam's drama theatre will bring more plays to Singapore.
We are very, very happy to see how the Vietnamese company, the national company, is presenting this play in a different way.
The performance is part of the theatre's socialization project to introduce Vietnamese art, but not just to local spectators, but also Vietnamese people living abroad and foreign audiences. Various cultural activities highlighting the traditions of ethnic groups in the Central Highlands have been reenacted at the Culture and Tourism Village of Vietnamese ethnic groups west of Hanoi. Our reporters have the details.
More than 10 village elders from the Mơ Nông ethnic group are participating in a ritual called Cúng Cổng Bon. The ritual, often held at the end of the 3rd lunar month, involves praying for favorable weather and bumper crop for the year. Villagers put forth their best offerings while taking part in the event.
At the beginning of the season, all villagers in the area gather to pray for good weather and a bumper crop. The oldest men in the community will host the event and mobilize all villagers to take part in it. They are encouraged to offer rice, salt, chicken, or maize to manifest the solidarity between villages and ethnic groups in the Central Highlands.
To bring good luck and solidarity among the villagers, the ritual was chosen to kick off a culture program called March Season of Honeybees.
The recreation of the ritual aims to consolidate the solidarity between villages of Mơ Nông ethnic groups in particular, as well as all other ethnic groups.
Running from March 25th to 27th, the program recreated cultural rituals of Central Highland ethnic groups, including traditional crafts and cuisines, while offering a chance for visitors to take part in folk games and dances. A highlight of the event was an exhibition with nearly 50 photos showcasing the region's unique culture.
And that was the end of our news bulletin. Thanks for watching. For more information, please log on to our website at vietnamplus.vn. Goodbye for now.